am Deborah R. Richardson of Deborah R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so that you pay the right vendor. And this week's Vendor Master File Tip of the Week, I'm kind of trying to help you avoid compliance fines. So this is IRS TIN Matching Program. Take this extra step to avoid future penalties. Now, as you know, or hopefully you do know, you should be checking your vendor's legal name and tax ID combination against IRS records. Now, whether you're using the IRS's e-services program or platform that is available to you, or maybe you have another program that allows you to check your vendor's legal name tax ID combination against IRS records. That's fine, but there's one step that you really do need to take to make sure that there are no future penalties because maybe your vendor didn't let you know that they had a change. And I just did a podcast about how when you have or process vendor bank changes, maybe even remittance address changes because they are a check payment vendor. Well, a lot of the times the vendors will make changes. Let's say they get acquired, they merge, they change their name, they change their tax ID, or both, and they don't always let you know that. They know that they want to get their payments, so they will submit the change for that, but they won't always submit the change to their name or their tax ID. And so one thing that you need to do to make sure you avoid future changes, actually two things, but the first thing, not future changes, but future penalties based on the changes that the vendors didn't notify you of, is to make sure that when you do your TIN match, right, that you take an extra step, because if when you file for a reportable vendor, that legal name tax ID combination on the file for tax reporting for the year, if it's incorrect, then the IRS can fine you for that, assess a penalty. But you may be eligible for abatement if you do one thing, and that is take a picture, make sure you store it securely so that you have proof that you did perform due diligence on that vendor at the time of vendor setup or any other time that you've performed that tax TIN match on that vendor. So make sure you take a picture and make sure you store it securely, meaning that, again, that information has the legal name and tax ID, and that tax ID can be sensitive personal information, especially if you have a vendor in that first tax class of individual sole proprietor on the W-9 that gives you a social security number. So make sure that when you take the picture as proof of the fact that when you set the vendor up or check them last that they matched IRS TIN records, then make sure you store it securely. And the podcast that I was talking about is actually going to come up next. It's episode 301. I actually have my podcast on YouTube, so make sure you check them out. But this one's going to come up right after this video. So if you're interested in it, make sure you stay on till the end, and this will pop up and you can listen to why, if you have a vendor banking change, you need to collect the IRS W-9 as well. All right, so if you like more information on how to improve your vendor process, you can always check out my site at deborarrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. Now, if you'd like over 163, yes, I keep adding to it, annual hours of training for your vendor team, check out the Vendor Process Training Center at training.deborarrichardson.com. So good luck, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File Tip of the Week.